One style of fishing that I feel like is super forgot about, and I also forget about it, is creek fishing this time of year. It's late January. The fishing in a lot of ponds can get kind of tough this time of year, but one thing that I find that normally stays pretty much the same year round is creek fishing. So that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna go around, hit some creeks, try some stuff. I don't want to fish anything that is wider than 30 yards that doesn't have moving water. So one thing I did forget about is we have had a whole bunch of rain here in the past couple of weeks, and the water might be a little bit murky. Most of the time, I haven't been down here in like a super dirty water condition. Most of the time when the water is like that kind of blue greenish color, they bite pretty good. I need another one of these backpacks so I can build one out for like bank fishing, and then I can build another one out for stuff like this, for smaller creeks, smaller bodies of water. So inside of this backpack, I have a whole bunch of stuff. Plain old day bag in here, and on the inside of that I have a whole bunch of plastics and also a scale, just in case, or not just in case, but for when we hook into a big one. Small tackle box with some hooks, some Ned heads in it, and some small fruit size, and a couple small warpigs, and then also a top water, just in case we get a little, we start feeling a little crazy. If we start feeling a little crazy, we'll tie that top water. All right, so we got that on a little Ned head, and I think we should be good now. Also, if you've been watching for a while, you know I'm not a big snake guy, so being able to come out here when it's cold, I feel like that gives me a little bit of an advantage on Mr. No Shoulder. I really don't like this water clarity. I feel like dirty water automatically makes it that much harder for you, but we're gonna walk around a little bit and see, because my first thought is like the dirty water kind of make it a little bit challenging, and then how fast the water is moving is gonna make it hard to keep our bait like in the same place where we really wanted that, because it's just kind of flowing down the creek. So we'll see. I'll break off. Oh no, I did. How did I break off already? Huh. Oh well. All right, so quick video change. A lot of the creeks are dirty. You can still catch them when they're dirty, when the water's dirty, but I didn't like it. So we're gonna go try to catch a big one. All right, so since I have these boats and whatnot, and I know, you see these and you might like, hey, I like that boat that Larry has, I might want one too. I feel like it's my duty to tell y'all when stuff doesn't work on these boats, and this controller, when it works, it is beautiful and I love it to death. In the boat's defense, I do keep it outside, and I didn't have a cover for it. I do have one now that I need to start putting on it. But these feet pedals, the number one problem and the number one thing that I do not understand, especially for the price of the boat, these things can't get wet. So like this side of these pedals do not work at all. Look. Don't work forward, don't work backwards. And which I can replace, like I can make them work, but it's about $200 to buy a new harness, or like the little battery thing that's on the inside of the foot pedal. I don't know how much that is, but I imagine it's like a couple $100. So I mean, a $5,000 boat, but like if you're out in the rain, you're pretty much stuck, or you have to end your fishing day, which I mean, I understand, like it's cool, but I don't understand at the end of the day, because like I can take my $20,000 bass boat out and it can get sopping wet and everything, should still work on it, but like I just don't, that doesn't make sense to me. So that's like something major to think about if you're trying to figure out what type of boat you want. A bass raider, a trolling motor, and a battery isn't going to have that problem. So yeah, just little heads up, if you want to spend $5,000 on one of those things, it can't get wet, pretty much, like the inside of the boat can't get wet. Howdy. It's about 13 or 14 hours later, we have finally made it out in the water with the bent out hook on our warpig. We're gonna bend that back real quick and then we should be ready to go. So this is the pond that y'all probably seen the most this year. This is the PB pond. And this pond's weird. I've been trying to figure it out. I need to start switching up the lures that I'm throwing in it. I've gotten kind of comfortable, if I'm being honest, with like a warpig and a frit side, stuff like that, because it works. I've never really had too much luck on soft plastics, and I've never fished topwater out here. Although it's not topwater time yet, I do think, I have a theory that kind of on that back side of the pond, there's a little bit deeper water over there, and there's a lot more structure on that side. So I'm excited to be able to throw like a frog over the top of some of the trees and like a chopo whenever it warms up a little bit, and you know, the fish are a little bit more willing to eat stuff off of the top. So yeah, that's pretty much the quick rundown of this pond. We are going to start off with the chrome warpig. We really don't have the fishiest day today. I mean, there's no clouds in the sky. There's a little bit of wind. The wind's blowing in my face right now, but yeah, there's really not, you know, we don't have overcast or anything like that. It's just kind of, it's a normal day, normal winter day. It is colder today, so we'll see if that has anything to do with how the fish eat, but hopefully it doesn't. Let's see. It'd be cool if we could pull one up first cast. I really would love to have like live scope or something like that out here to look around like the middle of this pond, because I think it's kind of deep, but there's the island out in the middle too that you can see from the road driving in. So I'm not sure if we should go around like this way or should we go this way. That's what I'm trying to figure out. The wind's blowing on this side, so like in theory, if this is my first time out here, I'd automatically want to walk this bank or kayak down this bank, but something's telling me just to go to the back and work my way around. We have a couple of hours to come out here and like really figure it out. It's pretty shallow around the bank, so I think that's pretty safe to say that we don't have to like make a whole bunch of cast up towards the bank, especially where we're at right here. But as we make our way around, we'll try to find some good casting lanes and some good casting spots. So stay tuned. I am pumped for this because I love this pond because it's always something different. You just never know what to expect whenever you come out here. Like sometimes you'll slap your warpig across the water and you'll just get soaking wet and try to play it off. Other times there'll be a snapping turtle that's just right at your feet trying to attack. Always a good time out here. Ooh, you know what I need? I don't think I brought my box of jerkbaits. I haven't really thrown a jerkbait that much in cold water this year, but I feel like a jerkbait would probably do pretty good out here. We're gonna go over to some deeper water. I want to fish everything that I'm comfortable with first and like spend an hour doing that. So basically fishing off of the bank around the pond a little bit, and then after we do that, then we'll kind of go out and blind cast in the middle. And hopefully they'll be like eating shad or something like that, or bluegill doing something. So we'll be able to kind of key in on where the big mouths are at. There we go. Hey, that's not a bad one. Come here. Hey, we'll take it. That's the first one. Look how he ate that head first. Dude, did you want that thing? Oh. Well, that's a good sign. Like, ate it head first. You know it's not a good sign? We don't have to scale with this. Should we risk it and not go get it, or should we go ahead and be like smart citizens and go get it? Huh. The conflicts that hit a fisherman. That's a real issue. We don't have a scale. I mean, that's a good, you know, pound and a half. It's nothing too crazy, but I don't know. He ate that head first. That kind of got me a little excited there, because most of the time, you know, when they, you know, normally they just kind of come up from behind and eat it, but that was probably a little bit more aggressive of an eat right there, and he followed it all the way up to the kayak. He ate it right in front of me, so I don't know. I think we might be praying for forgiveness on this one. We might leave it in the car. Something's telling me to go get it though. Something is telling me to go get it. But at least if we catch a big one, you know, if we have the scale, I feel like our chances go down. Like when you bring a net, your chances automatically go down by 50% of catching a big fish as I pull this net out. I don't know what it is. Don't ask me about science behind it. That's just how it is. That's how it's gonna be. Whenever you are prepared, it doesn't happen. So we're like 50% prepared. We have the net, just no scale. But you know, we do catch the biggest bass, so that does give us like an extra 25% in this, 25% of being prepared. Oh, there's another one. There is another one. Back-to-back cast, baby. And this one don't feel bad either. I feel like he's kind of swimming towards me. Oh yeah, he's not too crazy. Oh, come on, dude. How are we gonna go from catching like a big one to this little fish stick right there? But I'm not mad at it because that is back-to-back cast and pretty much out of the same spot. So he barely swiped at that one. Look how he hooked that fish. Dude. Oh my gosh, that's a huge one. Let's go. That's a $100,000 fish if you ask me. That fish is worth a like, guys. Just leave a like on the video for all the small ones. You know, the small ones need love too. Little bass matter. It'd be cool if we could go 3 for 3 right here. I don't know if it's gonna happen though. We're gonna slow down our retrieve. That's one thing that I did see out here last time we were out here. Every time that I would kind of slow down my retrieve and kind of think about reeling slow, we'd always get bit. So maybe I just need to think slow thoughts today. That'll kind of give us the results that we're looking for. Think slow. All right, so just a little bit about what we're throwing today. This is a 1/2 ounce warpig. This is pretty much my go-to size. And then the cool thing about like these lures, you can catch fish on them any time of the year. So like it's always one of those things that you should or could have tied on if you're fishing ponds. I do all pond fishing, so like if you're a big lake fisherman, I really couldn't advise you too well on that. Like if you put me on a boat, I could bring you back a fish in a day, but I wouldn't feel confident enough to say like, oh yeah, I can go catch the crap out of them, you know, give me 24 hours and one lure. But yeah, I really think that this is one of those things that's just, it's one of those lures that's fun because it's a good reaction bite, and when you get a big one, normally you're going to kind of know it's a big one. When you lift up on them, you really don't have to give them a crazy hook set. You just kind of hit them with that, you know, lean into them a little bit. It's just it's a good lure, and it's a good starting point for somebody trying to get into bass fishing, because all you have to do, it's a good way to master your cast because you'll make a lot of casts with it, and all you have to do is cast it out as such. Make sure you smile, because if you're not smiling when you cast it out, you're not doing it right. Smile, and then you just bring it back in, retrieve it, and you can do a constant reel. Since the water's cold, I like to do like a yo-yo, kind of let it pause at the top, fall back down slow, let it hit the bottom. You don't have to, but it's just what I like to do, especially if there's grass, and then you just kind of give it a hard pop. You'll rip it straight up out of that grass, and then, you know, just repeat that cycle. And then after you make about 100 casts with it, it'll help you understand like the mechanics of your bait caster, how you like to hold it, this, that, and the third. Just kind of build your relationship up with your reel, and you'll probably catch a fish. You'll probably catch 2 or 3 fish every 100 casts. I always like a good chrome color, like a good blue, chrome with a blue back, gold. Those are 2 pretty much universal colors. If you only could get one, I'd get one of those. And then also they make like a kind of matte bluegill color, and I also really like that one. But chrome, gold, white, and like a bluegill pattern, those are really the only 4 color options you need. And I like to keep one of all of them, because like a warpig is one of those baits that I truly do feel like if you fish for a day, you can catch 10 on. You know, if you fish one pond for like a full day, you can catch 10 fish on it. So it's always just nice to have. When you pond fish, you know, there's always that like one lure that they really like, and then you run out of them or you lose it. Then you can switch colors, and then they're even eating. They might not eat the second color as good as the first, but they're still eating it, you know. So it's always nice to have 1 or 2 or 3 of the lures that are quote unquote confidence lures for you. So, all right, boys, we gotta figure out where we're going to now. We got 2 fish. I'm also gonna switch up my lures a little bit today, but I do want to make a lap of this warpig since we are catching them on it. Oh, right there, the kayak. Ha! Come here. Hooray! You're getting 8. You are gonna be my dinner. You are going to be dinner. What are you doing? Chill, chill. That's number 3. We got one that's pretty decent, and then the other 2 have been like that. But I am not complaining, because all of them are fun. And especially when they eat it like right at the nose of the kayak. That's always a lot of fun. Can't ever be mad at that. Ever. And I think I need to slow down my retrieve a little bit more. I get in the zone and like get to making a whole bunch of casts and just kind of don't even think about it, but get in a hurry, you know. I'm just trying to cover as much water as possible, because the sun is setting a little bit faster than I thought it was going to set. Oh, there we go. I think. Yeah. That's one. Not a big one, but we will take it. That makes 5 on the evening. That's a pretty one. Thanks for playing. There it goes. I love throwing them back in clear water, because you like toss them back in, you kind of see them come back too, and they're like, oh, I'm back in the water, I gotta go. They go from like, oh, what just happened, to like, all right, it's time to go. Oh my goodness, what's going on? All right, Mr. Bass, I know where you're at. Stay right where you were just at, because I felt you. I mean, honestly, it didn't feel too bad either. All right, starting to get up on like some shallower water, so I'm trying to make some longer casts, hopefully to get out of it, because I really don't see any fish being over like in the shallow water to where I can see the bottom. There we go. That one don't feel bad. I don't think he's too crazy. He's spinning the boat a little bit. He might be. Or it might be foul hook because he's coming in circles. Boom. Dude, I thought you were a lot bigger than what you were. Or what you are. Yeah, he is foul hooked. That's why you were coming in like that. I was like, he's not really fighting, but he feels big. These fish are feisty today. Come to, then swim off. Awesome. Awesome. What does that make? Number 5? I'm telling you, bass love this little warpig. I don't know what it is about it. Well, I know exactly what it is. It looks good, but I'm telling you, bass just love like style presentation. Then this is a 1/2 ounce, so like it's falling pretty quick, and should probably be throwing like a 3/8 ounce today. But even the small bass eat this thing, and it's a little bit like, you see how big it is. You know, if we had a smaller version of this size, I bet you we'd probably be at 10-15 fish by now. It's just cool to see that like even the small ones aren't scared to come up and eat it. That's how you know it looks good, when the small fish are like, oh yeah, I need a bite of that. Man, it is cold today. So at the end of this week, guys, I'm supposed to be making a trip to Florida, which I'm very excited about. If you have any video ideas or anything that you want to see me attempt to do, because I have a whole notebook full, I just got to pick out what the best ones are. Like I want to do like a little saltwater mission. Maybe Disney World might be somewhere in there, because I know John just posted one of those videos, but that's something that I'm always down to do, is like go explore Disney. I want to try to catch some fish around the area. Yeah, I don't want to tell y'all everything because I want to keep some stuff a secret, but I'm going to be down there for like 5 or 6 days, and every day I want to do something different. So, and then also we should have a couple of like cool videos with some cool special guests that y'all know. Super excited for that trip. It's coming up at the end of this week. I'm probably on the road when y'all are seeing this. Oh my goodness, right there. I was just swimming it in, about to get another cast. Also, I was thinking about leaving from back there because I was making so much noise. Ooh, dude, I know you're gonna be dizzy. Chill. All right. Cool. I don't know what fish number this is. Probably 6 or 7. All in that warpig. Cool. Check that out. Number 6 or 7. Or my math is just all the way wrong, and it's actually like number 3. But no, we've caught way more than 3 today. Look at all that timber back there. Like, you just think something would be in it, even though it's kind of at the end of the pocket. You know, it might be kind of shallow.
Perfect. Larry catches the biggest bass.